Picture this. Leon Prater, that smooth-talking, shadow-dwelling orchestrator of serial killer soirees, might not just be curating a creepy social calendar. What if the whole serial killer club thing was actually a long con to reel in the grand prize catch? The Bay Harbour Butcher himself. The twists in Dexter Resurrection are already like a buffet of chaos, but this theory, this one's got extra hot sauce. But before we dive headfirst into the blood-spattered rabbit hole, a little housekeeping. Smash that subscribe button, give this video a like, drop a comment with your wildest Dexter predictions, and if you want the keys to the VIP lounge, join the channel membership for exclusive content. Trust me, your support keeps the lights on and the theories flowing. Alright, back to the madness. So, according to some very dedicated Reddit detectives, probably working harder than half the FBI in the Dexter universe, Prater could have inside knowledge of the Bay Harbour Butcher case that the public never got to hear. He might already know Sergeant James Dokes was framed tighter than a bad family photo. The posh killer meetups he's been hosting all these years, not just for networking, they might be bait, cast into very dark waters hoping to hook the ultimate predator, our friendly neighborhood monster, Dexter Morgan. And here's the spicy part. The theory doesn't require Prater to know Dexter's identity outright. He could just be convinced the Bay Harbour Butcher is still out there, breathing, plotting, waiting, and maybe, just maybe, he's hoping to recruit him. Imagine that job interview. Tell me about the time you creatively solved a problem involving dismemberment. If this Reddit prophecy turns out to be gospel, we could be looking at the long-awaited return of James Dokes, at least in some ghostly dark passenger form. We already saw him pop up in Dexter's psyche in the Resurrection pilot, and given how the show loves a good wink, nudge, foreshadow, that cameo might have been more than fan service. And let's not forget, Dokes was Dexter's most relentless hound, always 2 steps behind, growling, "Surprise, motherfucker," at the drop of a hat. But in the Grand Irony Olympics, Dokes was posthumously pinned as the very monster he hunted. If Prater is truly sniffing out the real BHB, Dexter will be forced to tango with his Miami past, and that dance floor is slippery. This opens the door for a deliciously twisted narrative. Dokes, resurrected as Dexter's new internal backseat driver, snarking at every kill and undermining every alibi. We've seen this mind-haunting shtick before with Brian Moser and Miguel Prado, but Dokes, oh, he'll bring next-level sass to Dexter's mental living room. Of course, this cameo could just be a tease, a red herring designed to keep Reddit threads in overdrive. Still, Peter Dinklage's portrayal of Prater as a man who doesn't kill, he orchestrates, fits the theory like a blood-stained glove. His obsession with curating killers without pulling the trigger himself, that's puppet master energy. And here's where things get deliciously meta. In a behind-the-scenes interview, Dinklage described Prater as a man who likes to be around violent crime without committing it. If he is hunting the BHB, that description transforms from quirky character trait to a neon arrow pointing toward Miami's darkest secret. The dark rabbit hole he also mentioned, that's not just a metaphor, it could be a years-long descent towards one name, Dexter Morgan. So whether Prater turns out to be the BHB's biggest fan, fiercest foe, or some morally twisted recruiter for Team Serial Killer, one thing's certain. The stage is set for some very tense, very clever cat and mouse, and knowing Dexter, the mouse might have a knife and the cat might be wearing gloves. The bottom line, if this theory pans out, we're not just in for a reunion, we're in for a deliciously awkward, darkly comedic reckoning. Imagine Dexter trying to keep his cover while dead Dokes roasts him in his very own head, and Prater circles like a vulture in a tailored suit. Now that's the kind of television that makes you cancel your plans.